Oh, can you? Why? There we go. There we go. Yeah, don't turn the mic on. There you go. Now I'm actually talking. There I am. There I am. Jesus God, Brian. Bit better this time. Aerodessa, good to see you, mate. Can't say this is going to be a particularly packed out stream today, but when has that ever bothered me? The reason why I'm saying that is I haven't really shared this one around as much as I would usually do, but it's just because I've got some new bits and bobs here on at the old Practically Geek headquarters. So yeah, it's just something I wanted to share. Do some flying on the simulator for once, but also obviously while I'm doing some flying, also talk about these new bits and bobs I've got, which is fantastic, and I'm already planning more because I've seen some great flight, like home cockpit panels, not panels as in, maybe not call them panels, desktop surrounds. Anyway, they make sort of, you know, the desktop in front of you look like a bit more of a cockpit, like a GA cockpit. So, and they're quite affordable as well. One of my goals for this year was to actually get the Honeycomb, Yoke, and Throttle system, and I honestly thought it would take longer, but turns out I've been lucky enough in the first month to buy these two. I'm going to take you through as much as I can with them. I haven't done a hell of a lot of flying with them yet. I've done a tiny bit. I've messed about with them. I've also got FS Realistic Plus on the go here. I've also got Chase Plane 2024 on the go as well. I'll probably most likely do a stream on those at some point very soon because FS Realistic Pro Plus, sorry, FS Realistic Plus has come. Do you know what? I'm actually not surprised that they call it Pro Plus, but yeah, FS Realistic Plus has only just come out. Got a few thoughts on that, good and bad. Again, I haven't used it too much either. Let's get into this because I have messed around with my cameras. So what I need to do is, there we go. There I am there. So yeah, what I really need to do is get this camera here, the one that's looking at us right now. I need to get that over like here somewhere because you can't really see the Bravo throttle very well. You can see me there and there and there. You can see my screen that I've got going on there anyway. So you'll also see the Beach Crate, the Black Square Baron, which I'm having so much fun in, by the way, and even more so with the new setup. So we'll do a bit of flying. We're actually at Burning Blue Designs Lid Airport, which is down on the south coast of the United Kingdom, and this is an older Burning Blue Design scenery, but it's still quite an amazing scenery, but it's an old one now. It's, you know, it's a few years old, this one now. But what I'm going to do is, now I don't know if it's working fully because I've turned the ships and boats off on my settings, I believe. Now the issue I've got still now is that I'm still kind of reaching for my old Xbox control, and it's quite easy to do that with being so used to doing it. Now I've got my sea traffic set to off, but I can still see ships in the sea, so I'm assuming shipping, global shipping is actually active. I've just got that as well, by the way, folks, because I wanted to have a look at that. I've been using the freeware Geist, or whatever it's called, the global route shipping thingamajig, and it's quite nice. What you can see now is Chase Plane cinematic mode. Really, really nice for this kind of thing, where kind of you want to, you know, make a little bit of a scene for yourself. And I'll be dead honest right now. There's a hell of a lot to do with Chase Plane. It is very, very in depth. Like, I was a bit overwhelmed because there's a lot to it. And right now, once you have it active, it will wipe all of the controls. So basically, if I want to do any kind of cinematic movements right now, if I go into drone camera, the only thing I can do right now is do this. I can't move my camera around at all. It doesn't let me. So if I'm making any cinematics, which I have been doing recently, I've got to go and disable chase plane for now. The only reason, honestly, that I've got chase plane right now, chase plane 2024, is for FX Realistic Plus because it needs it. Which brings me, I know this is supposed to be about the throttles and the yokes, but I'll get to that. Paolo, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I know this is a video about flying and using these bad boys here, but I will go through chase plane and FS Realistic Plus on a different live stream. I think that's probably the better idea. But what is that? What's that button do? But yeah, I am a little bit peeved off that you require a £27 program to get another kind of, you know, I think it's around 25-30 quid. So you're 60 quid's worth of payware. To, you know, chase plane doesn't need anything. Chase plane works alone, but FS Realistic Plus, for 2024, you know, if you want it, you need chase plane. I don't know about all that, but as I say, I have got chase plane for FX Realistic Plus because of all the lovely effects and stuff that we're gonna get. But as I say, I'll go through that on a later date because it definitely is worth a live stream of its own. As I say, right now I can't do much movement. I can't even do much movement outside of the external camera. I don't think I can. No, I can twirl around. Oh no, I can just twirl around. I don't. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I can use the external mode. That's fine. And I did have to fiddle around to make this movement happen. Can do it on my mouse. That's fine. But to use my gamepad, I had to configure it all. Right now, you can hear some of these sounds with FX Realistic Plus, and hopefully we'll see some of the animations and stuff. I've not mess with it too much, but again, I am talking too much about this, aren't I? So the Honeycomb Throttle, the Honeycomb Yoke, the Alpha Yoke, and the Bravo Throttle Quadrant, straight off the back, guys, I mean, I am comparing it to the old Cytec Logitech Yoke and Throttle system, which is down there gathering dust. What I will say is Honeycomb have got the build quality spot on. Some of it feels like a really hard plastic with a bit of rubberized texture to it, which feels great. As you can imagine, if you don't know, the old Logitech slash Cytec stuff feels a bit, it feels cheap plasticky. It feels like a toy. This does feel very, very nice. I think as well, I don't know if I think the Cessna, the Cytec Cessna one, they used to do a Cessna one. That needs to be made better, I think. Yeah, so Cytec did a Cessna one, and it was actually really nice. But this obviously does have the full, 180 or whatever 90. All the way around. Feels nice. Some people have commented online about the obviously the tension to it and actually pulling back on the yoke. It feels a bit too sensitive. I've not found that. I feel like when I'm pulling the aircraft up, I'm rotating it. If you don't have to do much to it to get it off the ground, which is maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what what people are saying, that maybe it needs a bit more resistance to actually get the planes off the ground. So maybe I can have a fiddle with that. Someone's making an awful racket, aren't they, in here? Let's see if we can we do that? No, we can't. I did notice that my hat switch now doesn't work, which again is a bit of a pain in the bum. it really is. Also, as well, I can see that the translations that I've made here, oh, now they're working. Why is it that stick? Interesting. Because it's one I did it to the left stick. Okay. Also, reset doesn't work as well, so I'm gonna have to do that. Basically, the whole camera system is now it's not working again, is it? Oh, there it is. See, I need to redo it all. Chase Plane does a number to the Xbox controllers, just if anyone's interested. They're very, very poor. Like, it completely wipes any kind of default camera movement, and you have to go in and do it again, and it's not really great. Anyway, I'm getting into that again. I apologize. Yeah, so this camera, I am sorry, I do really need to change this camera placement so you can see this a bit better, but I'll need to have a time where I can go to my USB hub and move it so I can get this camera over there looking down at a bit better view, because it's not really great. So I do apologize that it isn't too great. I do need to reset this. Do you know what, guys? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn off Chase Plane, but you can deactivate it. And I know I'm talking about Chase Plane again, but I'm just gonna, for the sake of the video for today, I'm just gonna turn it off, and then when you go back in, it doesn't automatically do it. Everything's back to normal again. Then I can actually go to my drone mode, and oh no, drone still doesn't work. Oh, fantastic. Okay. Okay, so why is that? Oh no, it does. Okay, perfect. Right, I'm going to turn it off for now. I will turn it on for another live stream. I'm going to change the weather as well. We'll do a bit of flying. Once we've got up into the air, I can talk a bit more about the actual the yoke and the throttle, because I'm just going on now. Let's change it to May and put it down into the... It's got a bit of cloud layer. Absolutely love this plane, by the way, the Beechcraft Baron. I did actually pay for this out of my own pocket. Oh, look at him. I never pay for things. I do. I really do. I am just happy that so many developers do actually support the channel and give me opportunities to do what I like to do. So anyway, so I've put some links in the video, in the stream description rather. I actually got these. So how the story developed, I started looking at getting the Honeycomb Alpha, the Yoke and the Throttle a few years ago, and I thought it would take a few years, and got into this year. I've been in the position to buy them. Honeycomb don't actually have them in stock for some reason, and I had a little mooch around. My mooching took me to eBay, and I wasn't keen on buying the Yoke second hand. The Yoke had to be brand new. I don't really have a thing about sort of, you know, touching things and germs and stuff, but I'd rather that the Yoke was brand new, because it's got that sort of rubberized material, and they can get a bit sort of dirty. So that was a given. So for that part, I started looking over at Amazon, and they had them in stock, but there was shipping costs, there was a wait for them. Then I looked at, where else did I look? Well, actually, the last place I checked, funnily enough, was actually Scan UK, the guys that do the computers and, you know, PC hardware and stuff like that. And they've got obviously a drive and simulation and flight simulator section, and they had one in stock. Well, it just said it was in stock. So I had the money waiting, and I thought, right, okay, I'm going to get it. Went back to it, and it was gone. Yay! So that was annoying. I rooted around again. Honeycomb still haven't got them in stock. I went back to Scan the day later, and they had a refurbished open boxed. Now, I was a bit hesitant because, again, I might as well just been buying second hand. So I give them a ring, and they said, well, we can't really check on the stock for you, but you do have 14 days. So if you're not happy, but with it being open box, it's likely either going to be a customer return for from their 14-day obviously period, or it could have just been opened in transit, but damaged box. Loads of different sorts of prerequisites. If that's he's got a big word. And yeah, so that was a thing, and I decided to get it. So I ordered it online, and it took a day. It was very fast because obviously these guys had them in stock. Why do I keep on going for there? These guys had them in stock in the UK, so it was very, very fast. That noise is getting on my nerves. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry. Bear with me 1 second. I really can't. I've literally. Where is it? Cockpit ambience? There we go. Do my head in. So yes, Scan got me the Yoke very quickly. The box is very, very nice for each of them. They're exactly the same box art. Lovely white box with a sleeve, all foam package, and unboxing experience is very, very, very nice. I'm not going to bother getting it at the minute, but it's a very nice experience. Foam, everything's packaged up nicely. Branded sleeve, honeycomb aeronautical on the front with a picture of the Yoke. Same on the throttle box, it's exactly the same. And yet this seems to have been a brand new one, just with an open box. It doesn't even look like it had been sent to a customer. So I was very happy with that. It doesn't look like it was still all, you know, sealed. Everything, the cables, everything was bagged up, and yeah, so I got a bit lucky with that. I paid, I think, $250 for that, which was on their website. I think it was $270 for the Yoke. So yeah, about 20 quid difference, which was nice. It was nice to sort of get that. Why is it doing this, man? It's disabled chase plane, but it's still actually apparently using chase plane. Anyway, so yes, when we get up in the air, I'll talk about it and talk about the throttle. The throttle, however, this was a bit more of a pain in the bum. So the throttle, again, I wasn't expecting to actually get the throttle so soon after the Yoke, but again, was able to. I looked on the internet again, thought to myself, listen, I will go for a second-hand one on this. Saw one on eBay, got outbidded, and I was like, do you know what? I will have a little look around and kind of put it off for a few days. I saw that Aerosoft were selling them, and I haven't bought anything hardware off Aerosoft. So that's why I asked in the Discord whether anyone had bought anything off them, but apparently they're absolutely fine. It did come, well, it shipped from Germany. Now, at the time of buying the throttle, it was down to €190. It was about €190. Something like that. Basically, it was on sale, and I got it for so much cheaper. Oh no, it was like 222 euros, and it was like 190 pounds. So I was like, if I can get this for 190, technically it wasn't. Obviously, shipping costs were about 25 quid. Now, what happened with this throttle is that while I was tracking it, so this took a bit longer. This took nearly a week. This was Friday ordered last Friday. This came on the Thursday. Hang on, what day are we on now? We're on Friday. This came yesterday, and it was, yeah. I think Aerosoft need to make sure that people know that they're going to be charged import taxes, or could potentially be. They do make that obvious, but they don't put it right there on the product page. You have to go into the shipping page and then go all the way down to the bottom, and then it says it. So I couldn't really say anything, but basically tracking this thing, made the order last Friday. I didn't get my order processed till the week after. Then it took a couple of days, then it started making its way over from Germany, and halfway through when it got to the UK, it said you have to pay £57. I was like, oh yay, okay. So I haven't really made a great offer on that, have I? Technically, after everything, it kind of came up to about the same price as it usually is. So I didn't get ripped off, but yeah, I was a bit, import tax, I was a bit annoyed with. Again, lovely unboxing experience with the throttle quadrant. One thing, so the Yoke was exactly how I thought it would be. It looks and feels, and actually, it's exactly what I expected. The throttle, however, the box came, and I was like, my God, these guys haven't sent me the throttle, because the box looks so small. And it on the side of it, it actually said the Bravo throttle, even on the brown cardboard box. So I was like, oh, okay, it is. And I opened it up. Surely enough, it was the throttle quadrant, the box art on it, got the picture on it and everything. And yeah, straight off the back, guys, one thing that immediately got me is it looks, when you're watching it on a video, like obviously a review or whatever, and seeing it on pictures, it looks massive, but it actually isn't. Both the Yoke and the throttle have got kind of this sort of back panel here. Both look quite similar. In fact, they're probably around the same circumference, and build quality again, fantastic. I've actually got me Steam Deck here, sort of sitting on top of it for now, until I can think of something a bit more, better to set it up. The levers and everything, they're so sort of compact. But again, after going into something like a Piper in real life last year, I can understand everything is quite sort of, small and not as big as you actually think. You get the commercial levers with it as well. Let me just show you guys that. And again, the presentation as well. I'll just show you. The presentation, these are the little boxes that you get inside the bigger box. And it's like a little, it's like a little display case, little magnetic thing there, doors open. And there's the commercial ones there. There's the, more look like Boeing levers. There you go. And they snap on really, really nicely and snap off. And very impressed with the quality. The quality is really, really good. It's just the size that got me. The size of the throttle. Let me just move this over here for you guys to have a little look, because I just don't know where to put it. I mean, it doesn't reach over there. That's the problem. But yeah, again, on the actual video here that I'm showing you guys very, very poorly is the throttle quadrants. Let me just have a little look on screen. Let me show you guys. But yeah, there you go. And obviously, with the amount of third parties who are doing the levers for this, you can actually get proper Baron, Beechcraft, and Piper and Cessna looking ones. These are the ones that came in the box, and they look perfectly fine. They don't look too different, really, do they? But yeah, you know, great for the Baron because obviously we got 2 there. There is a reversed sort of what would you call detent? Sorry, detent. And that feels great. That feels great. I haven't used that yet. I don't think it's mapped. There is actually one on the RPM. I obviously need to map that because, as you can see, that blue set of levers should be all the way back. So I need to do that. But this is all working out the box, by the way. I actually haven't done anything to the throttle at all. You can customize all these ones here. I had to download the sort of setup file. Now, by the way, that was a pain in the ass to get. I'm going to say that Honeycomb, you need to sort that out because on your actual product page, it's non-existent. It doesn't download at all. Sorry about the amazing camera work there. I think Spielberg is shaking in his boots with that kind of camera work. But yeah, the download to get the panel lighting for the throttle to work and the gear lighting, you need to find the forum post and sign up to the forum to actually download it. Then it's dead easy. If you download the one on the actual product page, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't even recognize your community folder. So there's a few things with that. But anyway, let's get up. I really want to see if there's any of the ships in the channel because, as I say, I have installed seafront shipping vessels. I'll do another live stream about that or video because I think it does deserve it. I've been flying the Baron for about a week or so, maybe a bit longer now. I know how to turn it on and get it going. There's going to be things I don't do and things that you should do when starting this aircraft. So again, if you are watching, please understand that this is literally not how it would happen in real life. I understand that. I just obviously want to get up and talk to you more about obviously the yoke and the throttle. One little story I will say, I did share this on Discord. We all know CEX if you live in the UK. Actually, is it in the US? I think it might be in the US as well. Paolo, I did see your comment, mate. I've always had great service with Scan. Yeah, they do, mate. I've Scan and I think Cyber Power still going, but Scan, yeah, I've used them many a times for me PC. They're very good indeed. And these guys did a fantastic job getting the yoke out straight away. But yeah, like I was gonna say, I did share something on my Discord, and I do want to share it on this live stream as well. We all know CEX, the people who like to give you 2 pence for your £40 game. But you know, we still go in there, and I will use them from time to time. I had a look on CEX. Well, actually, I didn't even have a look on CEX. When you go into Google and search for a product, it will come up with the shipping thing, especially on Google, the shopping thing rather. And on the shopping panel, it actually came up with a grade B Bravo throttle quadrant in CEX, and there was nothing left online. And then I checked the store locations. Now, I live in Liverpool, and just outside of Liverpool, we've got St. Helens, kind of heading... you're heading over to the east towards Manchester, so towards that way before you get obviously to Manchester, you got Waddington. We got St. Helens just before that, and St. Helens was showing one in stock. So what did I do? Well, I got my 2-year-old daughter ready, put it in the pram and said, let's have a little trip to St. Helens, thinking it'll be great. It was not so great because I went all the way there, which, all right, yeah, only half an hour on the bus, I get it, but when you've got a 2-year-old in tow, it's not amazing. But yeah, got in there, showed them the phone. Have you got this? Yeah, clicked it in, went to the window, and they brought the box over, and I was like, oh, that box looks quite small, because again, at first I didn't think the boxes were that for the throttle. I didn't think the throttle was that small, and It's actually in the same size box as the Yoke. But anyway, I said, can I open it up, have a little look at it? They were absolutely fine with that. Really nice. Couldn't fault them. Opened it up and it was a Yoke. There's one of their lovely workers had basically taken in a Honeycomb Alpha and had put it down on the system as a throttle quadrant. So yeah, that was a fun trip for nothing. But again, do you know, that would have brought it in. If it was in good condition, I probably would have got it for a really good price. It was 190 quid on the website. Anyway, guys, I apologize for going on and on. Let's get up into the air. Now, another thing I noticed, and this does go together with the panels that are included. So I got the Yoke I got was actually the XPC, the one that works with Xbox. Just because I believe the range of motion and the sensors inside it have been improved. There's also the actual ignition switch is a bit nicer. I don't actually use the ignition switch. I've taken the key bindings off it because obviously if I've got a dual one, it'll start the engines up both at the same time, and that's just not right. So yeah, it doesn't look much different to the actual normal one. So we're going to. The point I was trying to make is, I woke up today, turned everything on, and as soon as I got into a aircraft I'm doing a video for, which I can't actually say what it is, unfortunately, but yeah, I noticed that aircraft was not cold and dark. Everything was turned on, and I was like, what's going on? Went into the Baron just before the stream. It was doing the same. I was like, okay, is this Chase Plane or FS Realistic Pro doing this? Couldn't figure out what was going on, why all of a sudden these planes had started basically starting up on their own. Not the engines, but the actual the battery and stuff. Turns out if you leave the switches on these things, everything is basically auto start. So yes, obviously they expect you to do a full flight and turn everything off at the end, which, you know, generally that's what you should be doing. But yeah, if you don't and you leave everything on, including the gear button and the gear lever, it all goes to cock. So let's get it. I'm still getting used to this, by the way, guys. So you will see me resorting to my gamepad and going over to my mouse. It's just the way it is. Sorry, I can't get. I'll get used to it once I've started. I need to map things. See, there's my hat switch working now because of obviously disabled Chase Plane. I can obviously use my hat switch and flick between the panels and all that business, which is great. Good stuff. So we will start off by using, I guess we're going to use the panels as much as can. There's a load of panels here, loads of button switches on the Bravo as well. It had the auto panel pilot on the autopilot panel on the on the Bravo throttle quadrants is really nice as well. The buttons are got a lovely rubbery texture to them. Again, the camera really needs to be over there, but you basically can click on head and hold mode, altitude and nav mode, and then your little dial on the left basically is, you have to flick between. So if I press head and hold, sorry, not head and hold, yeah, head and hold, head and mode, I have to then flick it to head and mode on the dial on the left and then turn my values over with the right hand. It's really nice, it's intuitive, and it works really well, but we can definitely use them. So yeah, again, went for the mouse. Let's get the battery on and the alternators. Some things I will have to use my mouse for because I want to map them to the extra switches on the Bravo throttle. What I would need to possibly do is get some printable labels for these switches, because it wouldn't make sense. Well, you'd have to remember them off by heart, but anyway, let's do that. Let's get the right fuel pump on. Let's get the beacon on as well. And we will get the mixture all the way on there and get that up, get the RPM up again, and then we'll just get a little tiny bit of throttle going. Now, when you disable chase plane, FX Realistic still works, so that's something to consider. So when you do disable chase plane on your toolbar, FS Realistic Plus will still work. We should get the sort of the clear prop thing going in a minute as well.
Clear prop.
There you go. Hopefully that's... They don't straight away fire up as well, I've noticed. What have I done here? Have I done something? I've been doing this all week and now it decides to make me look like a fool. Come on. Why? My fuel selectors are on. Is it because it's because this is down? Not too sure what's going on. Is it because have I got covers on? No, because it doesn't come with, it doesn't start with covers at all anyway. Does say low volts. Get out the way, mate. Oh, it's because he's in the way. I've obviously done something. I've messed it up somewhere along the line. Oh. I'm going to restart it, my guys, because obviously I have messed it up somewhere. I'm giving you a great demonstration of this, aren't I? Fantastic. Yeah, I do need to fix those cameras. I don't really like how they're placed, to be quite honest. Also, what it means now is the chase plane add-on is going to be active again. Oh no, hang on. This time it did actually stay deactivated for some reason. I wonder why it's all of a sudden doing that. Oh no, now. Oh no, it has. It's because I've already... Sorry, silly me, guys. Silly me. No laughing. As I say, I've been doing this all week. I literally have been doing this all week. Right, let's see what we can do here. So everything's... battery. Very interesting, very interesting. Like I say, I've been flying this all week and I've been starting it from cold and dark. I wanted to obviously learn a new aircraft and get into the dual props and see how I felt with them all, you know.
Clear prop.
Okay, mate. Okay, there we go. Let's get the fuel off. Okay, let's get the left one done. Oh, sorry. Nice little shake there. Don't know if I'm getting much from FS Realistic Plus in that respect. Let's get the avionics on. I'm certainly not getting any head shake, so maybe chase plane does have to be activated. Oh no, it is kind of on, isn't it? I guess. Interesting. Let's get the nav and strobes on, and we'll put the taxi ones on because we're just going to get straight out and get some flying done, actually. To start with. Again, I'm not really showing anything off on the live stream today in terms of scenery, but I will be checking out the shipping, global shipping, seafront simulations one that I've got installed at the minute. We'll head over the channel to France because we're not actually that far from there. What I have done with the yoke, I've set my there's a little white button on top here. Set that as the park and brake. There's also a button at the back which I've set to brakes, which really helps. What did I set this one to? Oh, reset camera view, because that really helps. The little switches on the top here for the trim, there's basically, it's a split one. I have set it to the rudder, but to be honest with you, it's not the best movement. Well, technically now my last port of call would be rudder pedals, which are always more than the actual throttle and yoke. So let's head out. And straight off the back, guys, it feels lovely. It really does. Do you know what? For me, it just feels nice having the throttle control now and the yoke as well. But yeah, it feels so nice to actually have control over the aircraft rather than use an Xbox control. I didn't plug in my Logitech stuff because it doesn't feel nice, and for me it was just so like plasticky. I'm going the right way. There we go. As I say, I'm gonna use the actual yoke itself. The rudder, the movements on the yoke aren't amazing, unfortunately. Hi, sorry, did you just get the Bravo for the first time? I did, yeah, I did Cloud Strider. This is my sort of I'd say second or third time properly using it and doing some flying with it. Admittedly, I have been doing some new cinematic videos. I've uploaded 4 freeware videos recently. One came out yesterday, if you haven't seen that one, guys. And I'm doing another one. There's going to be one coming out tomorrow. And there's going to be another one quite soon, which I can't really speak about because that I am under an NDA for that one because it's pretty big aircraft launch. So I've been working on that, so I haven't really had a chance to do much flying. I have checked it out, set it up and everything, but I haven't set up any switch presets or anything like that. Downloaded the driver for the LED on the landing gear panel, but it's lovely. I mean, this is me properly for the first time. Not this today, but just in general, having a a decent setup. I've put the flaps down one. The flap gear again is fantastic on this. Evening, Tom. Good to see you. Does sound like it's tap the brake gear up. That was the sounds of FX Realistic Plus, by the way, guys. I'm not really into that, if I'm going to be honest. Gear should be up. Flaps, we can put them up. Let's actually get the radar on. Now what I would say is the trim on the yoke itself works quite well, but this Baron seems to be trimming up too much, and I'm not too sure why. I'll be honest, guys, I'm not into the sounds. Do you know what? It might not be that. It might be, I know what it is. And I can't get to it. How do I scroll along on the anyone know? How do I get further down on this? So I've got SoFly as well. I think that's why it's acting like that at the minute, because I've got SoFly sounds on as well, and I can't turn them off. Right, guys. I am sorry, I can't deal with that, man. It's so I do apologize. It just means we're gonna have to take off again. What I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to go into my library. I can't be doing with that. Those are great. Well, I wish my camera was in a better place. So next time I do this, I'm gonna put them in a better place because you guys just really can't see it. Let's have a little look and see if we can. That might be better, mightn't it? That might be a bit better. You just can't see. Ideally, I want you guys to be able to see it from sort of looking down from this space here, so you can see the front. But I mean, you can see the handles now and everything. And yeah, let's switch all these off because obviously the aircraft will take a fit if it has all them on. Maybe that's a bit better. Maybe that's probably what I should have ran with from the start. But it is what it is. I mean, my camera looking at me is behind there, so it probably wouldn't have worked out, to be honest. Yeah. So I'll put it back to. If I put it back to that camera, you can see that this camera's here. I need to have a proper little look at it, because it'll work out better. Right. Anyway, I'm going to disable Soulflies because I think we're getting a little bit of a. Hang on, what's it called? Aero. Because I think both of them are working at the same time, aren't they? Please say I can disable it without going in and messing about. Do you know what? I don't think I can. That is bloody great. Okay, right, guys. Listen, I apologize. It's a really easy mistake to make. So I am going to have to reload. And you know what? I also didn't put my new lights on either. And I bet you they're not going to work if I turn them on now. No, because it wants me to unplug it. Oh, having a good one today. Having a good one today. Ugh. Too young for that. Too old. Showing me ass on the stream. Is it going to work now? Hey, I don't like the LEDs though. Like, they're only cheap and they stick. They look nicer on the lower ones, but yeah. I've got some lights on there now anyway. It looks alright. It looks reet. I'm gonna have to. Why aren't you working? I'm gonna have to come out the sim. I apologize. Because I honestly cannot do that. I cannot have the two sounds on there. It just wouldn't work. Let's see what we can do about that, because it's again, I know the stream isn't really to do with FS Realistic Pro or the Soulfly add-on, but to be very, very honest, it's too loud. It just gets a bit. Yeah. This is the thing, isn't it? Aerosoft, it loads up a lot quicker than 2020. Gets into flights a lot quicker. It's just I couldn't. Usually you're able to disable. You're able to disable an add-on right in the library. So maybe maybe it's under a different search term. But yeah. It didn't want to fly. It didn't want to find the Aerotone add-on there for some reason, which is again, it's a pain. But yeah, it does load up quick enough, and we can go back in, and we can have another. We can start a flight and get it done. So yeah, guys, as it loads in, I've been hard at work getting those freeware episodes done and finished. I sat there for a few days editing everyone up. And I got all the thumbnails done. I've uploaded them all to YouTube. One came out this week. I don't know when it was, a couple of days ago. I think they're coming out every Wednesday. So every Wednesday, 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks on Wednesday. I think it takes us into March. I've got 3 other episodes currently being written. I'm researching what freeware add-ons to put in that. But yeah, first one came out on Wednesday. It's on the channel now. I've got a new cinematic video I've been working with. You'll see tomorrow. I've been working with someone to give them a little bit of a trailer of their work. Let's just say that, and been speaking to them today. They're very happy with the finished product. That'll be uploaded tonight, and you guys will be able to watch it tomorrow. And I'm working on something else as well at the same time. I'm actually working on 4 videos. 4 videos are currently being made, not so much written and planned out and researched. There's another one being worked on at the same time. That one's just finished. I'll be working on this next one, which is it's not really a trailer or a cinematic. I'm going to be honest. It's a bit of in between, and that's going to be good. I've done some voiceover work for that, so I'm excited for that. Then I'm working on a new VR, my sort of 3-month review of the Pimax Crystal Super, which again I need to do more on that. There's just not enough time. There's so many things. God, I see these creators like Hudson and VR Flight Simming Guy, as well as many others who are putting videos out nearly on the daily, and it's just mighty impressive. I mean, I did do it myself at one point, but even Steve from VR Flight Sim Guy himself, Steve, he's just had a baby. He's busy, and he's still getting them out so quick. I know everyone's circumstances are different, but these guys, are really getting the content out and keeping everyone up to date with things, which is great to see. I'm just plodding along, being a lazy bugger. Yeah, I'm still on 2020, so it feels like I have to get started with that. Yeah, I know that feeling. But I mean, everyone at this point now, from what I'm sort of seeing, making that jump over to 2024, which is great to see. It feels like it's at a totally better. What would you call it? Totally better condition than it was. But when I zoom in here, the ships do appear sometimes. I saw them, but I've got it installed. I just don't. Oh yeah, look, there's one there. But they do move. I don't know if they can't be part of the actual ships themselves because I've got them turned off. Sea traffic is off, but then so it must be working. I just don't know whether it should be turned up. Has anyone got the vessels add-on? There's another one there, but they don't look like they're moving. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, let's get into a flight. We'll have a little sort of fly over the channel and head over to Le which is over here. El Fat. That's what they call me in France. El Fat. El Fat. That's Le We'll have a little land and taxi back out there as well, and then we'll just have a little bit of a fly around, guys, and see how you guys are doing. And definitely need some rudder pedals next though. Definitely need rudder pedals. Like I said though, I am looking at the surrounding, the cockpit surround. There we go. You'll be able to see everything a bit clearer now, though. Do you know what I mean? So it's not too bad. Let's get. Yeah, the only thing on the end now there is thingy. It seems though when you sort of aim towards the end, it does slide. Well, maybe I wasn't doing it right. Oh, it doesn't work in avatar mode. Okay, fair enough. Oh god, I need to get into the aircraft. I can't remember what button it is. Right. It needs a persistent mode on this. It needs to be a case of when you disable it, it disables and only enables when you ask it to. Because that's a bit of a pain in the ass if you want to do things. I mean, I don't do obviously cinematics every day, but the idea is I do want to actually use chase plane for flying and stuff. It's just... yeah. Right, let's take this off and actually get into the air properly this time. There's a tablet here that you can change a load of things for the actual the GPS system it's using, all the failures. I haven't played with any of these, but it's pretty nice. Let's get this going again. Second time lucky. Let's get the RPM up there and give it a tiny bit of throttle. Battery on, alternator on, which will obviously flick both of them up because we technically could map the alternators to these. What have we got? 2, 4, 6, 7 switches on the throttle, just along the top here. You guys can't see it. That's me Steam Deck there, which is actually placed nicely, but you can get a whole big thing that sort of goes across the top of these that people have 3D printed that essentially turn it into like a little table. Let's get the beacon light on, which probably should have been on just after we did the battery. Let's start this time by getting the
clear prop.
Yeah, thanks mate. Hopefully. Oh, it's done it again. There we go. Now I have been watching things on this sort of the gauges and learning how and what these gauges are all about. Let's get the mixture up on for the left engine. RPM up and bring that throttle up a bit for ourselves. This one should start pretty sharpish. There we go. Let's get the avionics on. Perfect. Let's get our taxi and navigation lights on, and let us just bring this back into June. Perfect. Thanks to everyone who's joined today as well. It's not really a typical live stream tonight. It's just a bit of flying. I want to talk about the me new gear because why not? And as I say, just wanted to give you my thoughts and opinions on it, which so far has been quite fun, hasn't it? Yeah, so I still need to do a lot more flying with them, but I am very impressed with the build quality, and I was asked a few times on different platforms actually. I think Paolo, you also asked, I think, mate, is obviously the difference between the Logitech panels, and to be very honest, mate, the oh god, we still got the fuel pump on. God. To be very honest, I haven't used them in ages, the Logitech Yoke and stuff, because it just honestly, I would rather use the Xbox controller. I always had the oh, where are we going here? I'm gonna have to go down the active runway. I've always had the desire to get, we're not even on the taxiway, desire to get a proper yoke and throttle system. They were just out of my price range, or I didn't have the funds at the time. The Logitech was nice for a while, but admittedly I didn't use it for a long time. I used it a bit in 2020. I didn't find. Oh, I could have just gone down there. There's an actual parallel taxiway. I didn't use. I feel like I'm heavy-handed. This is what it is, and I honestly felt like I was going to break the Logitech. It does feel like a plastic kid's toy. It really does, and no exaggeration on that. It doesn't. But that reflects the price, man, and they're still actually expensive to get hold of, to be honest. I honestly think this is a massive step up. And I also think the price to quality ratio is similar to what Wing Control, sorry, not Wing, but Wing Control are putting out there, because their price to actual quality of their hardware is insane. It really is. obviously, if you guys ever find yourself in a position where you'd be looking at getting one of these, either one or both of them, you won't be disappointed. Like I said, I was a bit initially confused about the size of the throttle, because honestly, it does. The pictures and the videos make it look incredibly big, like really, you know, stocky and quite built, you know, and it's really not. It's quite a nice size. Okay, gear up. I don't know about that sound. I'll be honest. Flaps back up. I've been meaning to look at the Honeycomb for a while, as my Cytec Yoke is so old and the spring, yeah. I didn't realise it had a go-around button. Yes, it does, obviously, and it works as well. I haven't set any of the detents up either, though. So over on the left, actually looks like we've got some of the ships from the global shipping traffic. Yeah, look at that. As I say, the trim needs to be sorted out on the Baron. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Trim wheel's quite nice, you know, obviously a bit compact. You can get a load of accessories for it, can't you? A load of new levers. You know, you can get Airbus levers, you can get Boeing ones. The ones that come with it look like Boeing levers, to be fair. Levers. And you can get ones to mimic all different GA aircraft. And they look pretty good as well. But yeah, responsiveness, maybe I could go in and change things. What I will say is I haven't done much setup. I have, as I say, I've mapped the brakes at the back. This one here, see, bottom, I'm just tapping it there, that's for the brakes. This white one here, that's the parking brakes. And then there's another white one here. I have set that to reset camera angle, which if I just, you know, just do that. I didn't do anything to the throttle. I haven't put any detents on it. I haven't done anything. It just worked. Sensitivity on the yoke, I mean, obviously you guys will be seeing it in mirror, but pushing forward as well, it doesn't really look like I am, but and like I say, to rotate as well, I was only sort of nudging it a little bit. But yes, I have to say that the pitch on this is a bit off. It keeps on, I keep on moving the the pitch, and then it keeps on going back up again. Anyone know why that is? But out the window, folks, you actually can see the global shipping vessels down there. Here we go. Loads of little different ones. I tell you what, my scroll wheel there is not zooming in as much as it used to. Stretchhead, it's good to see you. How's the new hardware behaving? It's okay. It's okay. Hang on, is that? Sorry, Dave, I went onto your channel, mate. I wanted to have a little look. Those train models, literally one of my other little dreams in life is to have a room full of train track model trains. How's the new hardware behaving? Well, like I say, I think they're really nice. I'm still getting used to actually having that more realistic feeling in the sim rather than using a gamepad or a combination of gamepad, keyboard and mouse. Don't get me wrong, I'm still using my mouse, but what I would say is I've been using my Tobii eye tracker as well recently. The issue I have with the Tobii eye tracker right now is I need a proper way to mount it, and I don't have it. Ah yes, my other hobby. It's a very expensive hobby, both of them, isn't it? Flight simulation and model railways. But yeah, I've been using the Tobii eye tracker, and honestly guys, I haven't used it much. I used it when I first got it, and you can't really mount it on a curved monitor, I will say that. It won't stay there. I need a new way of mounting my Tobii because I had it sort of not super glued. I had it blue tacked onto my portable monitor last week, and I had it set up again, and you know what? I miss it so much because it really it gives you a lot more freedom. You don't have to mess around with a mouse to move your camera or anything, and obviously the hat switch can only do so much, you know. But yeah, the quality, I don't know why this aircraft keeps on trimming. Anyone know why? Anyone can help me with that? See the way it's just literally going up? Also, why is my thing not working? Why is my external view just not wanting to work at all? It does there. Cloud Striker, well, I've been trimming with the little dial here, and when I push it forward you will actually see it trims down, but then it'll just trim. I don't know if this is just in general what an aircraft of this type does. Yeah, I'm using the mouse at the minute as well, but having that Tobii eye tracker in recently, it just is so much nicer, you know. Just being able to sort of move your head a bit more and have the head movement. I am very impressed with the shipping vessels, by the way. You know, it's not a new. It could be fighting the Alpha, yeah. To be fair, you might be onto something there, mate. Although, do you know what? I think it was doing this beforehand, if I'm going to be totally honest. I mean, look at that. I mean, yeah, we're nearly up to full power at the minute. I mean, I'm higher than I wanted to be anyway. Needs to just decrease, I think. Is it because I'm putting too much power on? It could very well be, actually, you know. Also, we didn't take the taxi lights off, which I always forget. We also didn't put the landing lights on either. Your speed is low for... Well, that is... Oh, hang on. What's going on here? Is that all the way up? Yeah, that's all the way up. It might be just because I'm giving it too much welly. I'm also way higher than I want to be. Yeah, I think I'm putting too much beans, to be fair. Why is it giving me gear up? Reading. I understand it will do now because... There we go. By the way, I'm still getting used to the Baron. Because I was going to get the Bonanza and I just completely went, you know what? I'm not going to get the Bonanza because I want to just take it up a notch. I want to do some, because in 2020 I was using the Piper Seminole quite a lot. The Mooney and the Mooney, that was a dual. Was that Mooney? Mooney was a single engine, wasn't it? Single prop. In 2020 I was using the Piper Seminole. Yeah, Dave, I didn't actually, as I say, I didn't change any settings at all. I didn't bother. I tell you what, I'm loving those shipping vessels though. Look at that. I don't know what's happened to me zoom. Probably another thing that chase plane is wrecked. Look at that. Love to see it. But yeah, when I was on my Cytec Yoke and Throttle, it didn't really last long on my desk. I'll be honest. It felt too. I'm not so heavy-handed, you know, but yeah, it wasn't. It didn't feel like I could fly very realistically. But I'm absolutely loving the Baron. I love it. I had a fly with the game controller originally, and it was really nice. Since I've been using it with the Yoke and the Throttle, it's equally just been lovely, really nice. I've not really felt the need to mess about with the sensitivity. I must admit, when it gets, yeah, I mean, you need to be, you know, careful, but it seems to behave very well. Now, having a little look, I think that might be Le 2K, possibly. So we'll have a little go at landing. I've been okay with it so far. Just hand flying the aircrafts. As I say, I prefer GA aircraft. I'll be totally honest. If I was flying the A320 at all, I would. I've got the Wind Wing Ursa Minor there. I would have bought the Wind Wing throttle. Sorry, Wind Control throttle, because it would have been a lot cheaper for me to do it, because I didn't need to get the side stick. But I fly more GA stuff, and having the Yoke translates to more aircraft. With the Bravo throttle, you can, it comes with some little like rubber gaskets to fit over the top of the levers to basically cover ones that aren't being used. So you can just have, you know, 3 levers if you want 3 levers. I have the Bravo throttle and have set up a profile for each type of aircraft, so 4 engine jets. Nice. Yeah, I won't be doing that for a minute, Dave, just because I'm still getting used to it, and I'm still I'm not admittedly I'm not doing enough flying. I need to do more flying. This what I'm doing now, guys, is the reason why I'm doing this live stream, is just to do a bit of flying and talk about the throttle. But the autopilot panel, sorry, trying to get the words out there. Autopilot panel is lovely as well. So autopilot button, you can set it on, and then we can put it into head and hold, and then you can use the dial. You can see the dial being moved there, just on the compass. And obviously that it does need to be switched to the head and hold mode on one side of the panel, so you guys can't see it, unfortunately, as I say. But the dial on the left here, switch it to head and hold, or head and mode, and then on the right you can turn it, and it makes the turn for you. You make the profile in the sim control settings. Yeah, it's something I will do, mate. Especially because I fly the Cessna as well. But yeah, it will be something I definitely look at. Vertical speed mode. Set that if we want. So let's have a little go at that. I haven't messed around with that. There you go. You can have a little mess around with the vertical speed. Let's just get ourselves downwards as well. Perfect, good stuff. There's a little ship behind us as well. So yeah, I've got the Seafront Simulations global shipping as well. I'll probably do a video or live stream on that as well. I've been talking about doing a live stream on Chase Plane and FS Realistic Plus, but right now I'm not really seeing. We're gonna have a land at Le 2K, but I'm not really seeing much in the way of, you know. I did say cam and ambience off. Maybe it does need Chase Plane to work. It should do for the sounds, not for the sounds. Okay, so that's with engines. That's with engines off. I do apologise. We'll see what happens when we make a touchdown. Alex, good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming in. Yes, Dave, yes, so I was saying this before because I've seen someone actually, it's not ideal because it's sticking something on there, isn't it? But someone made just a sticky note, like a properly printed one, and put it across the, you guys can just see it, across the top here, the switches. Obviously because they're all customizable, you can do whatever you want. But yeah, they're not in the best position, mate. I will give you that one. FS Plus, and yeah, I know, mate. I turned it off because Chase Plane was doing my bloody head in. Because I use my game control for the cinema when I'm doing cinematics, and it's wiped everything off my. So my gamepad, obviously, to move the cameras, that's all I really use it for now, with having the Yoke and stuff. It wipes everything off. You've got to remap all the controller to do your camera movement, so it's disabled at the minute. Because I haven't got basically, if I turn it back on again, let's turn it back on and see. Yeah, now we're getting camera shake, you know. But I'll have to reset everything to. Yeah, see, you got the camera there, and what I really need to do is that's a bit too low, so I'm gonna have to. Put that on there like that, but yeah, it's re-enabled now. I like the camera movement. You can obviously fine-tune it to the way you want, but now obviously I've lost my hat switch now. So Dave, I was on the autopilot just then. I'm back on manual flying now, but I think it's just the power I'm giving it. But as you can see, I'm on what? Low RPM now. And when I give it some beans, it'll just start to trim up. What, a bit about 50% throttle now. And yeah, it's like, you know, it's trimming up a bit, you know. I'm going to use the trim switches here just to bring it back down there, but it'll keep on. It's most likely the way I've using the ignition switches. I had to obviously delete the Yoke one because with having obviously two ignition switches, I had to. It was conflicting, so I couldn't actually manually, manually use the mouse to turn the ignition switches on and off because it was mapped to the yoke. I'm off to convince the other half. Yeah, well, you can have a go. Obviously, if I hold the yoke forward and just, you know, manually fly the plane, it'll stay where I need it to. Yeah, I've noticed it does, when you start giving it a bit of turning to the left or right, if you overdo it a bit, it does start to overturn. There's a L2K there. See, now my hat switches, basically anything to do with views. Basically it needs remapping. The yoke also is the same. Anything to do with cameras, all the peripherals are wiped, so game control, everything like that. The mouse and keyboard stay fine, but the yeah, gamepad, the yoke and the throttle, anything to do with views, it's wiped them all basically. I do like the camera movement though. I have paused there because I do want to get, here we go, camera actions, previous view, reset camera position. So that should just be it. I mean, you know, it's very intuitive. Everything's labelled up in chase plane. It works fine. Let's see. There we go. It's reset the position, but it's reset it to the default position. So obviously, I need to mess around with the default view for chase plane because I like it up there. You know. As you can see, we're trimming it again. I don't know why. I need to just. It'll be me. Is your yoke a new experience too? Do you have a side stick before? That can take some getting used to. Yeah, so I've used the yoke on the side on the Logitech SciTech stuff, which again, if you don't know, it's like a plastic toy. It doesn't feel solid in the hand like this does. Before this, I used the side stick a few times, but not enough to sort of get used to it. It was most of the gamepad, so I am used to just using a joystick, mate, if I'm going to be totally honest. The intention was always to get a setup like this, a yoke and a throttle system, so I could, you know, have a proper experience. So, yeah, I'm probably still getting used to it. So yeah, guys, every 2 weeks on a Wednesday, I've got a new freeware episode out. Next one is obviously 2 weeks Wednesday. It's a free bush airstrips episode, and then we're going back to the normal airport, and then episode 5 will be more bush airstrips. And then I'm working on a couple of others. I'm going to do some UK freeware airports. I'm going to do some, I don't know, some general aviation ones to look at. I've got a new cinematic video out tomorrow, which I can't wait to show you guys. I've been working with someone recently and they wanted to show their work off, so we had a little chat and yeah, come together real nicely. And then again, I'm working on something quite special for an aircraft developer who is not far off. Oh, I forgot this is and that doesn't do that. What? How do I? But yeah, I'm working on a little presentation video, so not really a cinematic video as such, but more of a nice little presentation video for an aircraft developer, which I'm hoping won't be too far off. Now, again, it will be up to those guys to let me know when that can be arranged or released, but I'm working on that now. I'm also working on my 4-month review for the Pimax Crystal Super, just running through sort of my thoughts, opinions about how that's been going, and hopefully a few more videos with the VR, because I obviously want to test VR out with the Yoke and the Throttle to see how it all runs. It's going to be a lot of guesswork. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to see the Yoke and the Throttle, but that should be fun. See, it's really, do you know what? I don't know what it is. Still getting used to it. 757, no. Do you know what, Dave? It's not the 757. I will actually say it's not the 757, but do watch this space though. The one that I'm talking about just now for you guys isn't the 757, definitely not. The gear lever on the Bravo is fantastic, and look at the camera shake as well. It's a lot of shaking, isn't it? Dave, MD11 video wasn't me, mate, unfortunately. That wasn't me. Obviously, there's another few creators who do cinematics and trailers. That wasn't me, but I've got a couple of trailers coming. But the aircraft developer I'm on about isn't the. It's not Bluebird, unfortunately. That wasn't bad. I'll take that. I think the Baron is just nice to fly anyway, to be honest. Is that shaking chase plane? It is, yeah. The audio went a bit weird as well. It kind of like went muffled. I'm not too sure why that was. But yeah, the shaking is chase plane. Airplane Heaven B25 maybe? No, but you're getting closer. You're getting closer. But yeah, that's not really a trailer that I'm doing for that. It's more of a presentation video. It's going to be a bit different to what I usually do. No, it's okay, Dave. No worries. Nice compliment to give, though. Nice compliment to give. Why is the altitude mode set? I really need rudder pedals. I really do. I am, mate, but I can't say what it is that I'm working on at the minute. It's gonna be good though. This is a bit more of a test for me, this one. Asked me to do a cinematic trailer or whatever, cinematic video trailer. I'm absolutely fine with it. But what I'm doing for this particular developer is something different. But equally as fun to do for sure. But yeah, 757, mate. Just watch the space. I would say anyone rewatching this video, watch it now if you are interested in the 757. I know it's been a long time coming, but we're nearly there. But please do watch this space because there might be some news on that front. Whoa, hat switch is messed up there. Also can't use mouse on the external mode for some reason. This probably also does have a parallel taxiway, but that's what I was trying to look at then. Yes, yes, I was saying this before, mate. I was saying this before. I was saying if anyone has the Cessna branded stuff, the Cytec did for a short while. You can still find them on eBay, but yeah, those ones were great. The throttle system was exactly the same. I believe it looked exactly the same, but yeah, yeah, absolutely, mate. I believe the yoke was great, and it mimicked exactly what the 172 yoke looks like. I believe so, mate. Yeah. I do need some rudder pedals though. Definitely that would complete it now, because right now the two things that will complete it for me is a custom surround, which you can get quite cheap. There was a taxiway I could have gone down, and definitely rudder pedals. They would be probably before the surround, because the surround just makes things a bit more nicer looking, and you can obviously pop panels and screens onto them. But rudder pedals is my next port of call, because I need them. I don't want to have to use the yoke to turn, and obviously the rudder to turn as well, which again I've mapped one of the trim buttons. I'll show you what it looks like. It's quite a wild turn. If you have a little look, it's not too bad, I guess, but it doesn't feel natural, do you know? What of my... Did I not retract my flaps now? Can I get off the ground still? Touch on the brakes. Not into those sounds. Absolutely not. Why is the alt... Why does that keep on activating? What's going on there? Have I got something mapped? Exactly, yeah, exactly, Dave. As I say, I was lucky last year in October to get a little flight in a Piper PA-28, and obviously watching what he was doing and how he was steering the aircraft, I need, but rudder pedals, they're actually more expensive, I find, than the yoke and the throttle systems, just for some reason. And if I get some of it, they really need to be good quality, you know. I don't know why the altitude hold keeps on activating on its own, because I haven't pressed it. Again, there probably is some conflicts somewhere. But I won't be live much longer, guys. Just wanted to come on, do a little flight, talk about the Yoke and the Throttle. But I will be back soon with more live streams. I've got some sceneries to show off. I've got other bits to show. But yeah, I've got a video out tomorrow, guys. Keep an eye on for that, because it was fun to work on that. Yeah, but I'm seeing more and more people get rudder pedals recently. But you know, I'm running out of USB space as well. I would say chase planes, sort of along with FS Realistic Pros, Plus, is not too bad. I mean, chase plane has been a bit of a pain in the bum, if I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like the fact that it's deleted every camera setting. On my gamepad. I'm going to have to spend some time setting the camera views back up and mapping some extra bits onto the Yoke and Throttle for sure. That you know, I know that. But yeah, definitely still getting used to having the proper setup minus the rudder pedals. It's yeah, I find myself reaching for certain things that I don't need to. But yeah, but thank you for everyone who's tuned in, had a little watch of the live stream and stuff like that, because as I say, it's not everyone's cup of tea. I know the channel is you know, based on mostly scenery. I totally get that. That's kind of how the channel started, and that's kind of where I am with it. Checking out some sceneries and airports and stuff like that, but also providing cinematics and trailers, as well as some VR stuff as well. So I'm trying to do a mix of everything. I've said this many times. I'm boring myself now, but when I do live streams, I do like to check out some sceneries and airports. As you know, I'm always looking for the next really detailed airport, and I love going around them and exploring these airports that, you know, I might never get to see in real life. It's really fun. Oh yeah, I will have some kind of conflict there, Dave, in the trim. There'll be something for sure. But yeah, I need time to sit there and actually, you know, when I'm thinking about it, I need time to sort out all these wires, make them look neater, and get these cameras in a bit better of a position for live streams. And there just doesn't seem to be any time, does there? But the Beechcraft Baron, absolutely love it. The black square Baron, really nice. Didn't think I'd be flying the twin props, but here you go. I am. But it's fun. It really is. It's even better having the throttle system, because obviously you've got the RPM for, you know, individual props, which is great. Love it. But yeah, do keep an eye out on the channel, folks, because like I've said about 1,400 times in the last hour, new video tomorrow, another freeware one in about 2 weeks' time, and then hopefully more to come as well. As we go into March, we are heading into FS weekend as well, and you know, I will have stuff to do with that, or at least one thing to do with that for sure. Probably should have stayed at Le Touquet, but yeah, I might just stick autopilot on. And yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Like I said, it's not for everyone, this stream. Doing a bit of flying, just checking out these two new bits of hardware. I've linked Scan UK and Aerosoft. That's where I got both of these from. So I got the Alpha Yoke from Scan UK. That was down as a refurbished open box unit, but it seemed to me like this was just more of an open box and it hadn't been actually touched from anyone. Which is fantastic. And then Aerosoft took under a week to get to, just under a week to get to me, and obviously I had to pay some import charges on it. Ideally, I would personally, if you're in the UK, would look at Scan UK and wait for their stock to come in. But as a combination, I was able to get this before I would have if I would have ordered it from Honeycomb themselves, by the looks of it, or anyone else. So yeah, and definitely worth the money. Very high quality. They pick up a bit of dirt. Obviously the panel itself is a bit rubberized in areas. The yoke itself is a bit rubberized, and some of the panels on the throttle. But everything feels solid. That's what I'm going to say, guys. Is some of it, yeah, feels a tiny bit plasticky, but it's not plasticky like the Logitech stuff. It's very solid. It doesn't feel like it's just going to snap. The clamps holding it onto the desk are great. You can get underneath mounts as well, which you can get online. I think it's a third party that does that. Maybe even Honeycomb sell them. That might be something I have to do if I want to get the sort of the surround for the front. But my next upgrade will be rudder pedals for sure, because I definitely need rudder pedals to bring everything together and have full control over the aircraft. Hey Dave, thank you so much, mate. As I say, it's not for everyone. When I live stream on the channel, usually it's all about the sceneries and the airports, and which I don't mind. I love that the channel can give people a better idea of what airports and sceneries and stuff to buy. I do want to take a look at the vessels add-on, which I've just bought, the seafront vessels, and take a look at those in a bit more of a detail. But it does for the most part bring the rivers and the sea to life. Granted, before we had a lot more going on in the channel. There's an oil tank over there, which is quite cool. Scroll wheel seems to be working fine now. There we go. We've got a nice little row of boats there. Look at that. Tankers and ferries. It does make the sea a lot more alive. Now we just need some good road traffic and trains. I still think X-Plane excels at that. X-Plane 12 really does road traffic and trains. Don't know what's going on with the sea here. Get outdoors. Can't believe you didn't have a Bravo. Well, I know. Yeah. If James H, as in Hudson, James H. If I don't know, I know him as James. I don't know if he's it's H, but yeah. He obviously, I watched his stuff on the Yoke because he got the Yoke, the light Yoke and just a normal one. But yeah, just having the power levers, just having this beside me now, being able to just move everything instead of being under control, so fantastic. The boats should be moving. When I noticed when we were on our way, they actually were, there was some wake behind them. There we go, yeah. They are moving. I did turn the ship's traffic down on my settings, so it's actually turned off, so it mustn't need the actual, you know, the sea traffic turned up. Although if you did turn up, maybe it might make more of them. I don't know if it's going to inject the normal default ships in there as well, which I don't really want. This is much more realistic. But yeah, they're definitely moving. Some of them you can actually land on with helicopters as well. There's an interactive map on the website and it tells you which ones you can actually land on in helicopters. These don't have wake behind them, so I'm not too sure what they're doing. These might just be static ones that you can land on. But the others do move. Do you know what? That might be. Let's get head and hold on. We might as well. Do they click in? No. We might as well head towards Lid. I think that's it over there. Level of distance on this is terrible, isn't it? I've got everything turned up as well. Yeah, we might as well land back at Lid. Yeah, I'm still getting used to the sort of the movement and using the, you know, the yoke with the throttle in conjunction with both. And yeah, now having both of them, I'm even more determined to get a set of pedals because it's just needed. He's got a nice big helipad on there. That's an invisible boat. Nice. Wow, what has he got? Load of boat. Look at that. But yeah, using these two now, I definitely need. I definitely want a set of pedals. But it feels great. It feels great, and just like I said a few times, the build quality is fantastic. Honeycomb, I've done a fantastic job on these, and they work so nice just out the box. I mean, you can fiddle with them. I have done a bit of key binding to some things that I find useful, especially not having any pedals. I've obviously put the brakes in the park and brake to put a couple of different buttons. I haven't done anything to the throttles. Like I said, I haven't put any detents on them yet, so when I start using anything with reverse thrust, I think the RPM levels, the levers do need a detent on them. By the looks of it. But yeah, very, very impressed with them. Very, very impressed. If anyone in the comments, either in the chat before I land back at Lid, or if anyone is rewatching this live stream, let me know what rudder pedals should I get, because obviously there's so many, and you read and hear some things, and obviously I don't want to I want to make a wrong decision. I want them to last a while, do you know what I mean? I want to be able to again, I'm not really heavy-handed or heavy-footed, but I don't want to break them. They've got to feel as sturdy as the yoke and the throttle. Oh yeah, Dave, yeah, definitely. I'm already enjoying it so much more. Just when you're using the gamepad, it's just, yeah, it's limiting. When I get the Tobii eye tracker to mount somewhere that it stays, it's going to be even better, because just the eye tracker movements, the tracker movement settings that I've got going on now, they're really good. I dialed them into a point where it feels not too sensitive, but also does allow me to scan the cockpit. Again, I love going into VR. I can't wait to try the combination with VR, but again, reaching out and feeling for things, it's not going to look great, but when flying on the actual screens, the eye tracker is so useful. It really is. The more buttons I can get set up for various things, and this is where obviously the throttle quadrant will come into play. Things like fuel pumps, for example, definitely need to map fuel pumps to the switches for sure. That is going to be a massive thing. And a couple of other things, so I'm not using the mouse to look down at the panel as much as I need to, you know, because it does break immersion. But again, the Tobii eye tracker does really help with that. That default camera is absolutely garbage, but also I'm still trimming, and my throttle is all the way down there. Yeah, I've noticed the sound goes a bit quiet. Maybe not. Right, where is this airport? Just over there, isn't it? Oh no. It's right there in front of me. Oh, and now I've wrecked the camera. I need to change this default camera placement with a chase plane. I really do. So what we're going to do is we will get a set of flaps down, because we're just going to do a very short final into a lid. The actual ground texturing, the satellite coverage around lid in the south of the UK here is fantastic. It really is. But yeah, really, this is fantastic. I need to do more flying, but I also want to do some more flying around the UK, get into Scotland, make some channel jumps as well. Let's get the gear down. The gear sounds I'm not too fussed on. And then we'll do another stage, or the last. There's only 3 flap settings on the Baron, but I'm not too fussed on the sounds. The sounds are a bit weird. Yeah, when the flaps are down, the sounds are a bit iffy. It's a very, very, very shallow approach. Oh. Again, not bad, not bad. It's a very bad approach. It was a terrible approach. The camera movements are great. I'm not too fussed with the audio, if I'm going to be totally honest, from FS Realistic Plus. The camera movements are great. I enjoy the camera movements. But yeah, I definitely need some rudder pedals just to it doesn't feel natural turning the yoke to get around the corners. I mean, I could use the rudder movements, but it's just the switch I've mapped it to, just overkill. It just feels a bit too sensitive. Warbird curve approach, it was very, very tough, wasn't it? It was squeaky bum time, as they would call it. Still got it on the ground, though. Stocker, mate, yeah. Enjoy it, appreciate it, mate. I'm actually going to be going offline now anyway, mate. But definitely rewind some. Check out that approach and landing just then. That was a bit much, but yeah, totally loving the new setup, and do need those rudder pedals now. it's definitely got me to make the next upgrade, because yeah, you can map the rudder to the switch here. Just on the right, you can see me thumb moving it, but it's a bit oversensitive. Maybe I can tweak it a bit. You can walk away from it. Well, yeah. When you do the throttle switches, you have to remember that the up and down are separate functions, and they have to switch to that position when you assign the binding. Right. Okay. Okay. I'll trial and error. It'll be fine. Currently, mate, I mean, for your PS5, you've only really got the HOTAS stuff. The HOTAS 1, I think, or the HOTAS 5 or something is the only one that works for it. So there's not much in the way of in options for the PS5 at the minute. Have you tried the jet levers yet? I haven't, mate. I will do, though. And there we go, guys, all off. I will try them, but again, I'll need to set up the reverse thrust and everything. But I love the little sort of the package you get them in, and you know, obviously you got the rubber gaskets to keep everything clean and tidy when you're not using certain ones. I'm not too sure how you actually take them off though. I don't know if it's just a case of pulling them off, or there's a release to them. Like, I feel like if I'm gonna... Oh no, hang on. Do you just pull them off? Yeah, you do. And I'm assuming that... Yeah, they're just magnets, aren't they? They go on really tough though, but yeah, they just pull off. There's no release clip to them. Yeah. There you go. It's again, guys, the build quality is fantastic. The fit and finish of everything is great. I do need to set up some switches though, for sure. But yeah, fantastic, guys. I am going to go now because father duty and all that. But yeah, I'll be live again very soon, guys. I don't know whether I'll go live with FS Realistic Pro and Chase playing, and I need a bit more time with it. There's a lot to it. I need to set up more key bindings. I have also got this aircraft video to do. I'll be very busy with that. But yeah, really enjoyed it. A nice bit of flying. We didn't do much. We went from Lid to Le 2K over the channel, over to France, which was fun. Any questions about this, guys, let me know, but anything I can answer I will do. But this is kind of quite early on for me, still getting used to things, and I really do need a set of rudder pedals for sure. Yeah. But yeah, thanks to everyone in the chat. Thank you for your time tonight. Please do check out my latest freeware video, which was uploaded on Wednesday. I'll have another one in 2 weeks. I'll be exploring some bush airstrips, and then another one about more freeware airports, and then another bush airstrips one 2 weeks after that. And then by then, I'm hoping to have had more videos out in between those, and also more freeware videos out to carry on. So we'll be going up hopefully to episode 10 in a few months. But yeah. Fantastic, guys. Have a good evening, and I will see you again soon. Cheers.